What is going on, good people? It is your man here, Hendo, and this is Intentional Grounding on the Road Pod, along with my co-host Brodney. How you doing today, B?
Not great, if I'm being honest, but it's another day.
What the problem is?
I gotta start working soon. I don't like it.
That is always the problem.
I worked for a little over an hour today, and it felt awful.
It took everything out you.
It did. I told you I woke up from a nap.
Just in time to stream. An hour earlier at that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that gives us even more time.
I don't know who did that.
You don't know who suggested 5 p.m.?
No, well, I know who suggested 5 p.m. That was you.
No.
No. You didn't text me and say 5 or 6?
Right.
That's suggesting. That's suggesting most times.
That is looking for your availability. That's looking for your availability, sir.
You know goddamn well my availability is all the time until Monday.
You were working today for an hour.
Yeah, and I told you when that hour was. And it was nowhere near 5 or 6.
Okay. So listen, I think I've narrowed it down to an actual schedule for this show.
Nice.
It is going to be twice a week.
2 times.
I just haven't nailed down the days.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so you know nothing even remotely resembling a schedule for this show is what you're saying.
Okay, no.
Thank you, Danity. I fear that won't happen. Work is an eternal thing.
Yeah, for some. Okay, I'm going to narrow it down to Fridays.
Uh-huh.
And let's go with Tuesdays. Because I'm thinking stream Sunday, coach a show Monday.
Why don't you just cancel the show? You sound like you really don't want to do it.
I actually like doing the show, bro.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's just finding topics, and fortunately enough, we have been blessed with some topics for today.
Yeah.
If it were topics, I wouldn't have a problem going every day.
Who's the co-host going to be?
It's going to be random.
Random.
Yeah, I mean, whomever is available, or I'll just do it solo.
Right, you heard it here first. And you sign up at patreon.com/ROUG to that Howard County tier, and you're going to be co-hosting Intentional Grounding 2 times a week.
And it may be more once the season starts.
Okay.
Like I said, because there's not so much news, and I just don't want to be repetitive, just spewing out just the same nonsense over and over. Even though we do it.
There it is. You got a volunteer already. What up, Davon?
Hey, what's going on? I was going to ask him anyway to come on today, but I figured that since it was a little bit early, he's still be working.
Why in the hell did you ask me then?
You were already confirmed, sir. You act like there cannot be more than one host on the show.
This is a 2-person show. It's 30 minutes. You don't have enough time for 3 opinions.
Whoa. I told you 30 minutes the other day, and I stuck to my word. I did not say 30 minutes today.
No.
The people listen.
We're not doing that.
The people said they felt cheated. The people said they felt cheated. What's going on, Danity?
Wow.
That's right.
This is incredible.
Cousin Davon finally called the show. What's going on, my man? Listen, when Davon becomes available, he'll come on the show as well, along with Bazel.
Listen, there's another conference at 6, so got to go. Thank you, Davon.
First of all, if there were a conference at 6, you would have told me I can't do it at 6.
I'm sorry. Do you want to see it?
Nah, I'm good, bro.
It's on my calendar right here.
Good. So we got till 5:55.
No, we don't. I got to get ready.
You should have already been ready.
Why would
stay
I
ready
ready?
Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
You know what? That's great future advice, but I don't have time to implement that today. So we got a tight 30 and we out.
Tight 30, maybe 45. You know there's a 15-minute window for everything.
Do not know that. Where do you come up with these things?
It just comes on the fly, you know.
Because I remember you lecturing everybody like, yo, if you're supposed to be somewhere at 5 and it's 4:45, you late. But now it's 15-minute windows just flying all over the place and it's all good.
That's military me.
No, because what it sounds like is we're supposed to do this 5 to 5:30. So if we're not done at 5:15, we late. We over.
It depends upon the people. This is for the people, so it depends upon the people. If the people want to go longer than 30 minutes, we go longer than 30 minutes.
Hey, Dave. First of all, don't try to besmirch my tavern. All right, I don't have a name for it yet. I will. My tavern is blowing up right now. I just opened up a room to rent overnight. People are loving it. I gotta get some decorations up in there. People aren't really loving it the last couple of days, but it's doing great so far. No, it's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Devolver Direct at 6 p.m. That's it. No, I know you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to elaborate, all right? Because we got to get rolling because we are out of here at 5:30.
Is that work related?
22 minutes, sir.
Is that work related?
22 minutes.
Oh, okay. So it's not work related. All right.
Well, I mean, is Old Man Gamers back?
Is it?
I'm asking you because y'all seem to have a lot of opinions on that.
I mean, you are in charge of Old Man Gamers, so
listen,
exclusive right here, right now.
I'm not in charge of anything. Okay,
that is true. Let me ask Jose where he at.
I'm not gonna argue it now. Not after what I just said.
I mean, that's true. You can't argue. But listen, on a serious note, I want to shout out to all the people in Northeast sector of America. Listen, the air quality outside is really bad. I went outside. It's no joke. And Canada as well. Can't forget Canada. So make sure you be safe.
Where the actual fires?
Yeah.
You sound like David Guetta and his little shout out that he did at the George Floyd. That's what you sound like right now.
No.
Also
just make sure that you all are safe. And if you don't have to go outside, please don't. If you see elderly people, make sure they need some assistance. You give them some assistance because it is terrible. Like it is.
Oh yeah, I know. It's bad. It's bad here too.
Is it
air quality?
Every
single day. And you know what? It's not affecting me though because you and I, we practice that stay at home life every day. All right, we like you said before though,
Facts.
Right? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, and that's where it's coming into play for me.
Yeah, get ready.
So
true indeed. All right, let's get the show started. I have one question for you.
What's up?
You don't seem enthused about the question I have to ask. What's going on? You ready for the question I have?
Gee, Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
It's one of the greatest cartoons of all time.
Yes, and I do mean that. Take over the YouTube world. That's what we're going to do. What's going on, Brandon? Thank you for dropping by. What's up, E? Appreciate that. Yeah, bad air. Don't go outside. Raven Ron's in the house. What's up,
Ron? And congrats, Ron.
Yes, indeed. Congrats on finally getting out. You're a civilian now. Welcome to that civilian life. But you still got to be early, though.
Don't listen to that bullshit, man. You show up when you want to show up, man.
I mean, this is true. You don't have to show up early anymore. You don't have to be yelling in your ear. Let's get started with this news. I know people saw the thumbnail and were like, oh, some exciting news for the Baltimore Ravens. Quite possibly. It all depends on how things go. I know in the past I've been a little bit hard on the Ravens for moves made and not made. But it appears, I won't say that they are, it appears that they are out here trying to make moves. They try to do some different things. Now, just a few minutes ago, I believe, news reporter Nitro released the information that the Vikings have released Dalvin Cook. So he is a 7-year pro with almost 6,000 yards rushing, 47 touchdowns, I believe. He has some durability issues, but how do you feel about the Ravens going after him, even though we have J.K. Dobbins?
Do you have J.K. Dobbins, though? Because got another error alert there. So, no, I feel very good about Baltimore potentially going after Dalvin Cook. I think J.K. Dobbins doesn't want to be there. And, with him being a younger back, a very talented back, if they wanted to, they could probably move him for a decent draft pick. Dalvin Cook, I think, is a better player right now at this point than J.K. Dobbins is, a more complete player. And I think that Baltimore should be doing everything they can. They should be all in on winning a Super Bowl right now because they have the defense in place. They've just gone out and really, for the first time, upgraded the offense. And it's going to be very difficult to keep that team together, particularly on the defensive side. So I think, they need to go all in right now for this season and try to get it done.
Okay. I mean, I totally agree. And just off the strength of course, Dalvin Cook went to Florida State University.
I keep forgetting that, man. Like, he's so good at football, I cannot keep it in my head that he's a goddamn Seminole.
He's a native of Miami. So there's a possibility, it's speculated that he could go to Miami, and it seems to be a connection where the Denver Broncos may want to jump into the mix to try to acquire him, even though, they have, Javonte Williams?
And they just signed another Samaje Perine this offseason.
They did.
They do, like, despite his actual play, both in college and the NFL, the Denver Broncos do not trust Javonte Williams at all to be the man on that team.
I mean, just when he just started to get rolling last year, he went out with an injury.
But even before that, when he splitting carries with Melvin Gordon, he was clearly the better back.
Thanks.
And they brought Melvin Gordon back again, and now that he's gone, they brought in Perine. They refuse, kind of like Baltimore, they refuse to give the better running back the lion's share of the carries and just let them go. And I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of a situation like J.K. Dobbins. We don't trust him enough to give him a full workload. We limit his carries. We put him in situationally. Even when he's dominating a game, they take him out, and they take him out for quarters. So, I mean,
it seems like they just forget that they took him out.
This may be true. They're like, Lamar's running the ball, so it really doesn't matter. So, just imagine 6,000 yard, darn near 50 touchdown running back with Lamar Jackson. What would defenses do?
They give up a lot of points. A whole lot of points to Baltimore's offense. Now, look, I don't want to make it sound like J.K. Dobbins can't get the job done. I think he certainly can. I think he's a very, very talented player. And like I said, I'm just going off of, his reaction following the Bengals game, his tweets that came out recently, that it just seems like he doesn't really want to be there at this point, right? Now, that could all change with an extension, but you want to give a big money extension to the J.K. Dobbins when your coach and your team has not really fully been utilizing him, right? As opposed to, you can go and get Dalvin Cook probably cheaper than what you would have to pay J.K. Dobbins, and you can run him for the next couple of years and then draft another replacement.
True, because even John Harbaugh, when asked the question during the press conference, he seemed to be a little non-committal when it came to talking about the future J.K. Dobbins. Then, as we know, that position has been devalued by the NFL. So most teams, they find third, fourth, fifth round rookies that can come in and do the job. So, yeah, you get Dalvin Cook, sign him to a 2-year deal, possibly, run him into the ground and go into that all-in Super Bowl mode. That's how I see it. And that also ties into the next topic. As OTR Mike would say, not so fast, my friend. Once there was a point in time during the offseason, pretty recently, that a lot of fans thought that we were out on the DeAndre Hopkins. But guess what? As of late yesterday, there's been a report. Mary Cabot, who is a reporter for the Browns, said that Deshaun Watson still wants DeAndre Hopkins because they had a remarkable connection when they were in Houston. But Josina Anderson has reported that, Cleveland's like, we don't need another big name wide receiver, which this season I was pretty high on Cleveland coming in because I was thinking that they were going to make a move and be one of the better teams. How could you not want to add somebody opposite of Amari Cooper just to make your offense a little more explosive and actually try and win games? You went in and you paid Deshaun Watson $230 million guaranteed because you want to win now. But now when it comes to getting him somebody that can play with him, somebody that can feed off of Amari Cooper, now it's like, I don't think we need him. So I guess the Browns are still browning.
Well, no, they did do that, right? They drafted Cedric Tillman. They traded for Elijah Moore. They drafted David Bell last season. They paid David Njoku. And, and the foundation of that offense is going to continue to be Nick Chubb. And, you have a lot of execs around the league who think that DeAndre Hopkins isn't the player that he used to be, which is probably true. He's on the wrong side of 30 and all that, but I think he's still a very, very good player. But it's all about what he's asking for.
What's up, Zeke? And that's the thing. I don't know if anybody knows exactly what he is asking for.
Right.
So
it could be, way too much. It could be a reasonable amount. We don't know. But that would be kind of the one reason that I would think that Cleveland would not want to bring him in, would not be looking to bring him in if he's asking for more than they're willing to pay, more than they think he's worth.
As a franchise, recently to me, they don't seem like they have a problem with paying people. They just cleared with three moves, they cleared $40 million in cap room from the offseason. $14 million. If you're trying to kind of shake that narrative of a losing franchise, you want to break that loser's mentality, I say do what you have to do, just like I feel like the Baltimore Ravens should do right now. I think, and I know people are going to come back and be like, but the salary cap, we don't want to do this. Salary cap isn't real. And the goal is to win a Super Bowl. For the past 5 years under John Harbaugh, EDC, with Lamar Jackson, we have not gone all in to win a Super Bowl. So why not now give him the opportunity to get as many weapons as possible? Now I know Bateman might be mad. Nelson Aguilar might be relegated to the bench. Wallace, Prochet, and all of them would be gone. But we have a legitimate shot at winning a Super Bowl. Get anybody you can. Let's make it the Baltimore Dream Team.
Well, don't say dream team. That team tanked. The hell does what's going on, Jasmine? The hell does Bateman have to be mad about? He's been in the league for 2 years. He has 800 yards. Right now, this is where I say it is different for Baltimore than Cleveland. They have Amari Cooper. They have Elijah Moore, who you've seen in the NFL. He can play, even though he hasn't been super productive. They know he's talented, and they drafted Cedric Tillman high, right? And in Baltimore, they have a lot of question marks. Odell's a big question mark right now. Zay Flowers obviously a question mark, although they did draft him high as well, but still a question there. Bateman, he's shown flashes of ability, but last season he had a 53% catch rate. Like he wasn't reliable. And so if you're Baltimore, you should be looking to bring in somebody that you can count on to perform.
Right. Yeah. I get it. And I understand that. And the other thing is, a lot of people are going to point to DeAndre Hopkins and his reduced productivity since he's left Houston. But some of that had to do with health. Some of it had to do with scheme. Some of it had to do with quarterback play. But for me, it's a thing of, if he comes to Baltimore, he's not going to be counted on as being DeAndre Hopkins of Houston, where he's catching 102 balls, 1,500 yards. He'll be a piece to a puzzle, so I don't think he'll be overworked, and that'll give him an opportunity to kind of play out the whole season if need be.
And like you said, it really has just been injury. Like his first season in Arizona, I'm looking right now, he had 1,400 yards, right? The following season wasn't very good. He played 10 games, 572 yards. But this past season, he played in 9 games and had 717 yards.
But right? They say he can't play.
Yeah, can't play. Look, 717 yards through 9 games is better production than Baltimore's had a wide receiver. That's the end of the sentence.
So what you're saying is he had better production in 9 games than Rashad Bateman has had in his 2 seasons in the NFL.
Yes. Yes. Which come up to about 18 games, by the way, that Bateman has played.
But he's supposed to be the savior. What's up, Big Reg? How you feeling? Now, speaking of holes and holes that need to be filled, I know that you guys are talking offense. But
is Zion Williamson story or
But
I felt good about that one.
The Vikings, I guess they are trying to blow up the team. They've already let go of Adam Thielen. They've let go of Dalvin Tomlinson. They just released Dalvin Cook. Who else did they get rid of? Oh, they traded Zadarius Smith. So they're just doing a salary dump. And their rumors that they're also fielding calls for Daniil Hunter. Now, this is a player that I wanted. It was a year or 2 years ago. I think he was on the trade block because after he was injured, the Vikings were looking to let him go.
Yeah.
This man, he's 28 years old, and he set the record in the NFL for the most sacks by his 25th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 54 and a half sacks, if I'm not mistaken. And I think to date, he had going into year 8, he had 71 sacks. Mm-hmm. And that's missing a full season. So I think that he would prove well to come here, give us that pass rush that we need, kind of help out the secondary, especially with all the question marks that we have at cornerback. So to me, I know that there are reports that said Odafe Owe and David Ojabo are supposed to be these super freaks that are out there battling air and opportunity and winning, but that's not keeping in. Oh my God, they've unlocked all the secret compartments of these players. Yeah, them trash cans are really putting up a big fight. So I think getting someone like Daniil Hunter would make an outstanding difference and help, especially with Rock Ya-Sin being CB2.
I don't know why you're always taking shots at Rock Ya-Sin. But no, I absolutely agree. Daniil Hunter would be a fantastic addition in Baltimore, especially when you consider they've sat by and watched Leonard Floyd sign in Baltimore. They sat by and watched Frank Clark sign in Denver. The options are. Wait a
minute. When did Frank Clark sign in Denver?
A little while ago. 1-year deal going to the Broncos. So the options are getting a little thin. And it feels like one of those things where, oh yeah, we're just doing our due diligence. We're being patient, blah, blah, blah. And what you're really doing is just waiting for every pass rusher to find a new home so that you can bring back Justin Houston and get his 3.5 sacks and his 7. Oh damn, he almost had that one. Right. And I do want to mention, you said that Owe and Ojabo have been impressing in camp, and this is a great part of the year because right around this time, May and June, there are 0 bad players in the NFL. Every single player in the NFL looks phenomenal. They're talking about Terrace Marshall being wide receiver 1 again. They talked about that last year too, and how great he looked. Remember James Prochet? Remember the summer of Prochet? Fun times, right?
We ain't gonna do that. No.
Remember when Shamar Bridges had 100 yards in that one game?
They still talking about Shamar Bridges to this day.
And then has not played an NFL snap. Yeah, there's no bad players at this point. But I think that we can be reasonably certain, based on what we've seen previously, that Owe is a bad player, at least right now. David Ojabo, I've never been super high on David Ojabo, but that can't be your plan. Like, even if he comes through, that can't be your plan for a team that's trying to win a Super Bowl.
But I've heard that because he's best friends with Odafe Owe, that's going to make him better.
He's got the key to his heart. Yeah, I don't care. I don't
friends
care.
To the end.
Yeah. You know who we're best friends to? I don't know if you know this. Cam Newton and Kelvin Benjamin. Kelvin Benjamin didn't start working hard because he was friends with Cam.
That is a fact.
In fact, he kept on being lazy and then blamed Cam for it. That
is a fact. But they also said, speaking to TMJ, they put out articles, and this just really shocked me. They put out articles saying how impressive Devin Duvernay is looking. Probably going up against Rock Ya-Sin.
No, it's gotta be like that. Rock Ya-Sin's better than your boy Marcus Peters, right?
I'm not going to agree with that, sir.
One of them's employed, and the other one is on the streets.
One is employed and one is weighing options. That's
which options are those, Hendo?
When you're a decent player, you're weighing out. He's sitting back chilling, recovering.
Which options are those? Who's he talking to?
He's waiting to decide if he wants to go to the Raiders.
I remember one time his agent tried to float out there that the Raiders might want him, and they was like, nah, son.
He's waiting on camp.
Okay.
And once the Ravens see how bad their cornerbacks look, because speaking of their cornerbacks, both of their 4th round picks, Jalen Armour-Davis and Pepe Williams, I don't know if they're trying to force them out, but I think that the Ravens have finally realized they're not good.
Oh,
so the Ravens, I know that they had 11 picks and everybody was just so ecstatic about that A+++ draft. Now you have 2 4th-round picks that we could have used to trade up to get a wide receiver that probably aren't going to be with the team in the next year or two.
They'll still be there. They on those sweet rookie deals. All right, they ain't getting rid of them. What about Kelly?
Caillou Kelly. What about him? I heard he had a good game against Jordan Addison in college.
Boom, there it is.
So he's got to be it. Listen, Caillou Kelly is this year's Shamar Bridges. He's this year's project.
No, he's not. He was drafted.
I mean, you know what I mean. Everybody just has this perspective.
He's this year's Jalen Armour-Davis and Pepe Williams is what he is.
I told somebody that he was this year's Shaun Wade, and they were like, impossible. But that's not what they were saying when Shaun Wade got drafted. I remember when Shaun Wade got drafted. I'm not calling out any names, but I remember. Oh, if you saw his tape, he was just a shutdown. He's
not last year before though.
Right? Don't look. They switched his positions. You know what I'm saying? When he was at the other position, he was killing. He should have been a 1st-round pick.
My man took like 5 steps towards the center of the field, forgot how to play football. But you look back at the year before, and he was killing it.
What's up, Fat.
Nah, man.
Who's his boy? Who's his boy we trade? We're not trashing anybody. I've said this time and time again. Stop placing so much responsibility on rookies. If you are actually in a win mode now and you're trying to go to a Super Bowl, stop putting the weight of this franchise on 1st and 2nd year players, especially some of them that have been coming off of injuries. You expect them to go from injured to all pro. And it's not going to happen. I don't care how well you think they are or what position you think they're supposed to be drafted in. Listen, y'all keep saying, well, David Ojabo was possibly a top 10 pick. Possibly he was.
No, he wasn't.
I know he wasn't, but possibly he was. But he's not the same player that he was. He is coming off an injury, and people have setbacks. Shaun Wade was supposed to have been a 1st-round pick, but he decided to go back to college and got exposed. That's all I'm saying. Stop putting all of this on these rookies. And we wasted 2 4th-round picks on some rookies that the team just doesn't seem to trust any longer.
And see, saying them 5 steps is crucial. Yeah, no, I know it's a different position and blah, 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 but he got roasted by everybody when he went inside, and he's not on the NFL team now. He's done.
Yeah, he couldn't even go to the supposedly defensive guru in Belichick and make a roster. I mean, they lost J.C. Jackson and they didn't keep him. So that tells you the talent level that he played at. And it's starting to become a succession when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens and the cornerbacks that they're drafting, because year after year, we keep having to replace cornerback. We draft 5, 6 cornerbacks, then we get 3 or 4 more in free agency. But year after year, we got to keep going back and getting more. So I hope Caillou Kelly works out. I hope he comes in and is that CB2 that we need. Because Rock Ya-Sin ain't it.
So
listen, I'm not being disrespectful. Listen, I like him, but watching tape on him, he gets a lot of passes completed on him. A lot. Every step in was a year off before. What was that movie? Oh, Kill Bill. When she did the heart punch thing and was like, as you do the heart punch, you take 5 steps, you die. That was him. Every step he took, that was a year of his career. And he just crumbled.
That was disrespectful, people.
And he just crumbled and faded. All right. What do you so now we'll take a look at the offensive line.
It's 5:31. What you mean?
No, we still got topics. We can take a look at the offensive line.
It is 5:31.
You should
we are over 30 minutes.
You should have spent the first 10 minutes just talking about nonsense.
You shouldn't have spent the first 10 minutes talking about nonsense. You're the host of this goddamn show. All right. Listen, I'm just sitting here. I'm just following your lead. All right.
Okay, well, follow my lead till the end then.
This is the end. This is the end. It's 30 minutes and 35 seconds now.
So
you paying overtime today?
Yes, I am. So I'll give you I'll give you loyalty points. I will give you some loyalty points. I'll give you loyalty points. All right. How about that? You get some loyalty points.
Lies.
Oh, Raven Ron. I'm not even that bad, Raven Ron. I'm not gonna call this kid. I'm gonna call this kid the second coming of Frank Walker.
That's not nice.
Nobody's Frank Walker, but Frank Walker. Yeah, see on that. We got 1,000 wide receivers at camp. So one more wouldn't hurt. DeAndre Hopkins, it wouldn't hurt. But let's get to the offensive line. The Ravens have tried out Daniel Faalele at guard because, like Coach Evans said, he just doesn't have the feet to play tackle. He's a big dude, granted. And like Jose said yesterday, I saw him in practice. Like, yeah. But just because you're big doesn't mean you can play. Size is not a skill, as you guys always tell us. Also, Ben Cleveland's being tried out at right tackle. My thing is, if you didn't work out at guard, which is supposed to be an easy position to play, how are you going to work out at right tackle? And does it say anything about the faith that they have in Morgan Moses?
He didn't not work out at guard. He hasn't really played it, right? No, but I think what you said at the end there is what it is. They don't have faith in Morgan Moses, but Eric DeCosta, for some reason, thinks that it's unnecessary to go after tackles. Like every year they've been there, they've had an issue at one of the tackles positions, and they just treat it like it's whatever, like it's getting another fullback, right? They treat it like it's no big deal at all. Just we'll get whatever's left over in free agency, and we'll be good. And they're never good,
right? So it's kind of like the edge position where they wait for all the good players to get signed and kind of get the scraps. And then everybody's like, oh, we just re-signed so-and-so. No, nobody else wanted them. And I guess that kind of fits with Marcus Peters as well.
Does it? Because they already signed his replacement.
But I mean,
his name is Rocky Sin. He's your cornerback too. You should probably get used to it.
Marcus Peters is coming back, bro. I'm keeping the faith.
Okay.
He's going to be
how much faith do you have? Because you're keeping the faith for Marcus Peters, you're keeping the faith for Dalvin Cook, you're keeping the faith for DeAndre Hopkins. Which one of those do you actually want to work out?
All of them.
Which one of those do you actually want to work out? Because you ain't getting all three.
If I had a choice,
Marcus Peters is last.
He is. If I had a choice, I'd go for Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook was DeAndre?
I mean, listen, Dalvin Cook can catch the ball.
So can DeAndre.
I mean, he can,
better than Dalvin.
Facts.
And further away from the quarterback than Dalvin too.
Facts, but I'm just thinking about how just the speed alone and his tackle breaking ability is what impresses me most about Dalvin Cook. The kid breaks tackles, and he has a gear, unfortunately, that J.K. Dobbins doesn't have.
Well, look, I don't know. I mean, you have J.K. Dobbins, right? Mm-hmm. Who is a very talented player. So I would go after DeAndre Hopkins, and worst case scenario, you tell J.K. you're going to have to deal with it.
Left guard.
It is what it is.
I mean, he already wants out, so it won't hurt his feelings anymore. You can't make him any madder, so I say go after Dalvin Cook.
And you still got Gus Edwards.
He's hurt right. He's hurt right now.
Oh, he's gonna be back.
I like Gus Edwards.
I know you like Gus Edwards. Why is the question?
He does his job. He doesn't complain. He doesn't showboat. Wow. That's all I ask for.
He does the job of a backup running back. Nice.
Right. That's what he does.
That worth $3 million?
I mean, we're a team that has two fullbacks.
That was a yes or no question, sir.
We're a team that has two fullbacks. We pay a fullback $7 million. We paid a fullback $7 million.
That was a yes or no question.
We paid an injured tight end that never came back to the team $7 million.
He did come back. He just didn't come back well.
He did come back and then got cut.
Yeah. I mean, he had a pretty devastating injury.
Right. Don't pay him. He wasn't that good to begin with. So why not waste $3 million to have a reliable backup back there?
Because then, well, I mean, I don't know how reliable he is, but then you get to say things like, oh man, we don't have the cap for DeAndre Hopkins. That's why you don't waste $3 million on Gus Edwards. That's why.
We have the cap if we want it.
I'm saying that wasting money on vets is what gives you the excuse, the ability to use that excuse. Okay. And a good portion of the fan base will buy that.
This is facts, because a lot of the flock eats up anything that the Ravens tell them to be the gospel. So I get it. All right, since you're pressed for time, moving on. You're not. Moving on. Last night, the Denver Nuggets defeated the Miami Heat 109 How?
Because I told you I'm pressed for time, and you're like, no, you're not. You don't know my life.
I do. 109.94.
Nah.
Order has been restored. I know that the Miami Heat fans, for that one night, they played their little hearts out, and all the fans came.
Little hearts.
I'm sorry. It's not even them. It's their fans. All the fans came out the woodwork. They went and hiding. They were in the gutters, like what's the clown from It?
Wow.
Yeah, they were in Pennywise. They were all looking out the gutter, had nothing to say. The Heat win. Now everybody springs into action, and they just yapping it up. I haven't seen a lot of their fans today. They went MIA once again.
Well, it was a pretty amazing game, honestly. There were 2 triple doubles and not one from that superstar down south.
2 30-point triple doubles.
2 30-point triple doubles. The only 30-20-10 performance in finals history, but none of that was attached to Jimmy's name.
But I will say, so my question to you is, do you feel like the Miami Heat are in trouble? Because Jimmy Butler has had an up and down playoffs. He's had some brilliant games. He's had some games that they disappeared. Last night he had 28 points and they still lost by double digits. So do you think they're in trouble? I
mean, for me to say in trouble would kind of insinuate that I thought they had a chance to win to begin with. I thought that they were going to lose in 5, and I still think they're going to lose in 5.
Yeah, I mean, I had them losing in 4, but the refs made it. Refs made it a 5-game series. I get it. You got to keep it going. I'm not mad because that gives us something else to watch. Because once this is done, what are we relegated to? Highlights, YouTube, which is probably a good thing because then they can watch our content.
Raven Ron says that superstar Hemi Buckets is going to win 3 straight. And listen, I know how you get down, Ron. So this is a very serious question. Would you like to bet on that?
Facts. Put that money where that mouth is. Do you really believe he can win 3 straight? This is the same guy that lost 3 straight to Boston.
Hey. But he won 3 straight against Boston. All right.
They suck. They suck. And that coach is horrible. You think it's going 6, Zeke? I mean, 6 would be good. Okay, well, once we get into the Discord, we'll hash some things out.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're going to bet that they win the next 3.
See, and I think so I think that's part of the problem. Some teams don't learn from others' past mistakes. The reason Boston lost to Miami because Boston was clearly the better team. The reason that they lost was because they kept shooting threes and they weren't hitting them. I think that Miami is just shooting too many threes. Jimmy doesn't need a 3-pointer. As he showed last night, he can get to the bucket and score when he wants to. I'm not going to say it will, but there are times in certain matchups, especially when they switch Jamal Murray onto him, like he can get to the bucket and score. He doesn't need to shoot threes. Listen, I'll keep taking two because Denver at times they go cold, and that's when you take advantage of it. Michael Porter Jr. I don't know who drugged him because he just 1 for 7 from the field, 2 points. Like all his confidence is done. I don't know if he got baby mama issue. I don't know what's going on with that kid, but he got something's on his mind, and it's not the finals. He's not playing like he wants to win a title. Like I don't understand. So yeah, Jimmy Butler, he's just not it. He's not a superstar. He's just a star.
No, and he's coming up on 34 very soon. And I don't know why people think you can just add stuff to your game. Like he was a decent 3-point shooter this year, not great, but decent. But you can't just wake up one day and be like, I'm gonna be a 3-point shooter.
Sure.
That takes a long time to develop that skill.
Okay. Well, how long does it take to develop free throw shooting? Because Aaron Gordon, my God.
Listen, some people just can't do it. Look, I know that people love to say, hey, just work hard and practice and blah blah blah. Like there are some things that some people just can't do. Like this is the way it is. It doesn't matter how long Aaron Gordon works on it. He's just not going to be a good free throw shooter. Okay. This is what it is.
I mean, if you practice and just muscle memory,
repetitive motion. That's why everybody's faster than Usain Bolt, right? Because just working hard.
Well, see, first of all, them twitch muscles, that's a little bit different than shooting a free throw.
Okay.
Standing in the same spot repetitively shooting.
Okay.
Different.
It's not just a physical thing, though.
I mean, it's not. And I know a lot of it's mental. Like, I just don't know what happened to him. What's going on, Coach? See, one of the reasons I mess with Coach is a realistic Miami Heat fan. You know, they win, he's happy. They lose, he's like, I expected it. Like, he's not overboard. Like some people saying Bam Adebayo is going to be the MVP, the finals MVP, and the defensive stopper. He's going to shut Jokic down and stop him from scoring 20 points. Has he come close to stopping him from scoring 20, Brodney?
No, not even a little bit.
Not a little bit.
It's really weird because we had talked about it and said that, you know, Bam's not even playing poorly per se. You know, he's out there, he's scoring his points because he knows that he can't stop Jokic.
Right.
And the person who said that, I mean, I just don't know where their head was at.
You know who said it?
Maybe I know. Maybe I don't.
You know who said it? The Wonderkin.
It's
shout out Nitro.
it was a phenomenal prediction, and there was no chance of it coming true.
Is that why Nitro don't come in here? Because, you know, he's kind of got his keep low, got his head down a little bit. Like, you know, I wrote a check that my team can't cash.
I don't even think that's his team.
No, I don't think that's really his real team, but he's been capping for him.
Yeah.
He's been capping for him. MDT, like the Heat on his team, but he has a belief in his heart that across the country, that other team is going to win in 6. I swear you said 1 in 5, but I could be mistaken about that. All right. Next topic. We coming to the end. Man.
Yeah, no kidding. We're way over.
We are. So this next topic should be close to Bradley's heart. I don't really have
goddamn accountability in here.
I'm sorry. I don't have much knowledge on this next topic, so I'm gonna let Brodney handle this.
Wow. So you're gonna keep me late and then put the whole topic on me?
Fine. I will give my input.
Wow.
I will give you my input as much as I can. So also in NBA news, yesterday the Phoenix Suns have discussed and released Chris Paul. And there has been speculation.
So goddamn much, man. Like, what are you doing right now?
LeBron James. So way back in like 2010 or so.
23.
Well, no, I'm setting the stage for the story. So back in 2000 and whatever it was, 2006 or 7 with the Redeem team, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, all of them were on the same team. They got to bond together. They became best friends. They started hanging out, them and their spouses, doing a bunch of stuff, and they all wanted to play together. Unfortunately, Carmelo signed a dumb deal and got stuck where he was in New York. Chris Paul did his own thing. He should have came to Miami, but now this gives LeBron an opportunity to play with one of his best friends. How do you feel about once Chris Paul is actually released, him going to LA, not being a starter, maybe not playing a whole bunch of minutes, but actually being a Los Angeles Laker? He can't be any worse than D'Angelo Russell.
Yes, he can, and he is. It'd be a waste of time and money. What are you even asking me right now? When was the last time you saw Chris Paul play well?
He's had stretches, and he's had some 30-point games.
When?
Against Denver. He had a 30-point game against Denver, I believe.
Sure about that?
Yes. I mean, he may have been off the next 2 games, but he gave him 30. He's still I guess a decent enough defender.
What? No.
He's still a decent enough defender.
No, he isn't.
He has somewhat of a jump shot. Better jump shot than D'Angelo Russell.
No, he doesn't.
So you're not feeling this?
I don't know why you're asking me that. Like, you don't know the answer.
Chris Paul and Austin Reeves in the backcourt.
My man scored
13.9 points a game this year, I think.
11 points and then 8 points against Denver.
Oh, maybe it was another series then.
Oh yeah, maybe it was. Maybe it was another year, Hendo.
I'm just trying to help build up this Los Angeles Lakers team so LeBron can get his final year in LA and do something successful. because we don't know what's happening with LeBron, Anthony Davis. I think does Anthony Davis want an extension?
I'm sure he does. I don't think he's retiring.
Okay, so if he wants an extension, and I'm sure Los Angeles is going to come to the table with, I'm not sure if we can,
he's going to get a max extension.
You think so?
Absolutely. Have you seen Anthony Davis's numbers? Like he gets. Did you see his numbers in the playoffs this year?
I did. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, he gets a lot more grief from fans on social media than is really warranted, and that's going to happen when you're really, really dramatic about things that cause you a little bit of pain. But he is a phenomenal player.
He is,
and he's going to get a max extension, regardless.
But I'm sure his injury history is going to be.
I don't know why nobody's talking about the Warriors. Why are you putting that on the screen?
Because it's Clyde. I was just
why
saying.
Are you putting that on? Why you didn't say anything to Clyde? You just kept on talking. So why are you putting it on the screen?
I was waiting for you to finish and say, "What's up, Clyde?" I was waiting for you to finish.
You were talking.
No, you were.
You just started talking. You didn't say anything about Clyde, and you just had it up on the screen. So I'm wondering, like, what are you doing? Curry needs a backup, though, right?
He does.
Yeah. How you feel about Chris Paul coming to Golden State?
I would love it if he played his role on the bench.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah, I mean, listen, anything to get rid of Jordan Poole. Anything to get rid of Jordan Poole.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Yeah, I'm making a scenario in my head. We trade Jordan Poole, Chris Paul. Yeah.
Mm.
Phoenix gets a younger guard who can play the point. Win-win for everybody. And speaking of points, Damian Lillard. They asked Damian Lillard which two teams, if traded, possible scenarios, would he want to go to? And he named the Miami Heat and, for some ungodly known reason, the Brooklyn Nets. Do you think that there's a chance that Dame is actually going to leave Portland?
Every single season, I say Dame is going to get traded because Portland's not it.
Thanks.
He's a very good player, and he wants to win. But the fact is, what he wants is to get paid and not have any expectations and have people say, man, if Dame was here, without him actually having to prove anything. So, no, I won't believe he's getting traded at this point until he actually gets traded and then shows up at his new team and has a press conference and is holding his jersey.
Facts. But didn't they draft a guard? What is it? Scoot.
I mean, they have Anthony Simons. I don't know. I honestly don't remember who else they have right now. But the draft has not happened yet. Scoot Henderson is in the.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's who they're looking at. And
he's in the upcoming draft. They are probably going to grab him, but they're also talking about trading that third pick. So you never know.
But before in the past, Dame Lillard has not really talked about leaving Portland. He wanted to stay there and build a contender himself. He wanted to get the people to come to Portland and stay in one place. Now there's been a little bit more talk about him leaving, possibly teaming up with some people.
Okay. There's always been the talk about him leaving, and maybe he's not saying it himself so as to not piss off fans, but that's always been out there. It's just that he doesn't want to win bad enough to actually say, trade me.
True. Also, James Harden, he has narrowed it down to two teams. I don't know.
Multiple topics here. We're at.
I don't know. We still got a couple minutes left. He says he's narrowed it down to the 76ers and for some ungodly known reason, the Houston Rockets, because I don't know if the Houston Rockets want him.
Well, what's really happening in Houston, right?
That's what I'm saying. He wants to go back. DeAndre Hopkins wants to go back. What's it about Houston that I'm missing?
I mean, look, again, I don't know about Hopkins, but I know that James Harden don't give a damn about winning.
This is facts.
So, again, and there's places in the NBA where you can go, you can get your money, you can play, and people won't bother you. And Houston is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Big Reg does have a channel. It's called Living Big with Big Reg on YouTube. We said this many times, Clock, where have you been? Make sure you check out his content. I think he's going live later tonight, if I'm not mistaken. If I've seen it in the Discord, he's actually got something going on tonight. All right, Brownie. Do you really have to go at 6? Or you just choose to go at 6?
Why? What would be the problem with either of those? This is a half-hour show.
Just answer the question. All right, fine, Brownie.
We've been here for 51 minutes.
Fine, Brownie. Fine. People are here.
Now I've worked 2 hours today. I told you how bad I felt about working 1 hour.
Okay, Brownie. Let the people know where they can find you at, please.
That's pretty hot take. Do the show Wednesdays, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the overtime show. Also, you can find me on Ring Kings podcast. We stream after big fights on Saturday evenings. It's a big fight this weekend. Josh Taylor and Teofimo Lopez. Might be streaming after that one. Not sure yet. Also, Mondays on the Ravens Roundup with Coach Evans, Chris Joking, Jose, OTR Mike. This dude on the other side of the screen here. That's about it.
You sure? Because there's something else going on with us 6 gentlemen that you like telling people about?
You're talking about the August 4th meet and greet, the Roundup meet and greet in Columbia, Maryland at Busboys and Poets.
Indeed.
Where you'll be able to meet all of the aforementioned streamers. There'll be free food, free drinks, free music. I mean, music's always free. I don't know why I said free in front of that. There'll be prizes given away. There'll be goodie bags. And just a great time had by all. The tickets are on sale now. They are limited. So if you are interested in going, make sure that you hit that eventbrite.com link and order your tickets. And bonus, on top of the wonderful time that you're going to have at Busboys and Poets on August 4th, you're also going to get loyalty points.
Yes, indeed. From both channels.
Yes.
Correct. Loyalty points from both channels. So listen, you want to get those loyalty points in. I've seen you here hanging out with us, commenting. Why not get those extra points? Because I'm telling you, once your boy first gets in here, he's going to try to blow the spot up. And you're going to want to get that prize at the end of the month. So make sure, if you can, donate to the channel. It helps out. We put it right back in. Also, sign up for the Patreon. You can sign up at patreon.com/ROUG or patreon.com/LBHT show. Hang out with us. Listen, you had the availability or the possibility to come on stream and host a show with myself.
But you have to fight Bazel first.
You do not have to fight Bazel. You also can get into the Fantasy Football League, the Pick'em League. You can join in on the after stream because after all streams, no matter if it's LBHT, my stream, it really doesn't matter. We hang out afterwards, have a really good time, talk about life, talk about other things. So if you want to be a part of that and you have $5 at the minimum, go ahead and sign up. Guarantee you. Also, there is actually a free trial going on. So if you go up, it's a free trial for both channels. You can come in the Discord, hang out, see if you like it. If you don't, cancel. It doesn't cost you a thing. But I guarantee you, once you get in there, you're not going to want to leave.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry. Anything else, Brady?
That's it. We're done. I have a lot of stuff to do.
All right, Brady. I appreciate you.
I gotta.
God damn it! I like the way you do business.
That's right. Oh yeah, I got a conference to watch. I got a book to read. I got an event to plan, and then I have a clock to watch because it's Monday.
Is this a real event or is this the
August 4th event?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant with your tavern. I thought you had some things going on with your tavern.
Listen, my apologies. My tavern is a well-oiled machine. I got some employees in there. They handling business. August 4th, though. I mean, I gotta plan that.
Okay.
Put everything together for that.
All right, Brady. I appreciate you for dropping by and listen.
Why do you say that to me like you're Michael Jordan talking about Scottie Pippen's migraines? What's up, Mike? Why do you do that?
What are you talking about?
Did Mike look up those stats yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought that was going to be a very special episode of Open Mic with OTR Mike, but I guess
Where
not.
Mike at? I don't see him.
I don't see him either. I'm just saying in case he watches later.
In case he watches. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, but you mean I'm talking to you like Mike in the mic. I'm not. I appreciate you stopping by. And what's today? Thursday. I guess that means we got to have a show tomorrow, being it's your last day.
No, that was today.
No, tomorrow is your last day that you have available.
No, that was today.
Okay, tomorrow it is. Listen, I want to thank everyone for stopping by, hanging out with us. Still 30 people in here. Hey, it's all love. And until tomorrow, me and my man Brian will be here. I don't know if we'll have anything to really talk about. We'll make something up. But I'm going to let y'all guys know I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.